Hello everyone, welcome to a video today. We're going to talk about the Downing Street gatherings, the update, and basically we're going to talk about the report that was released on the 31st of January. So investigation into alleged gathering on government premises during COVID restrictions. That includes Downing Street, the Whitehall, and somewhere else. So, we got 16 gatherings. I'm not going to read them out. On the 8th of December, the Prime Minister asked the Cabinet Secretary to do an investigation to the allegations reported in the media about the parties in Downing Street. And the Department of Education during November-December 2020. So on the 17th of December 2021, the Cabinet Secretary recused himself from the investigation as a result of allegations concerning an online quiz held by his private office in the Cabinet Office on the 17th of December 2020, 70 Whitehall. It was at this point that Sue Gray was asked to lead the work. The terms of reference for the investigation were published on the 9th of December 2021. The primary purpose of the investigation was to establish a general understanding of the nature of the gatherings, including attendance, setting, and the purpose, with reference to adherence to the guidance in place at the time. Where there were credible allegations relating to other gatherings, this could also be investigated. In line with those terms of reference, following events were in scope. So, you can read them out yourself. I'll make it slightly bigger for you so you can read them. There you go. That's all of the dates. So we'll get that. There we go. So there's all the dates of the gatherings that happened. I'll give you a second to read them. Pause the video if you want to. And I'll move on in 2 seconds. Okay. Now the methodology. The methodology. So there's been widespread public interest in and concern about a number of gatherings taking place in Downing Street and Whitehall during periods of COVID restrictions. So that was lockdown. For those of you that don't live in England or the UK in general, that was during lockdown, where the necessity for work purposes has been open question. So, Sue Gray's task has been to establish as far as possible the first round of this gathering. Now, it wasn't work purposes. We all know it was a party. She's trying to cover for them. So, in carrying out the investigation, Sue Gray was reported by some civil servants at the Cabinet Office who haven't had any connection with the offence under examination and are bound by the requirements of the Civil Service Code. They interviewed over 70 individuals, some of them more than once, and examined relevant documentary and digital information such as emails, reports of messages, text messages, photographs, and building entry and exit logs. It's been included searches of visual records. Such extensive, substantial, factual information now available, and that's been compiled by Sue Gray and her team to fulfill her obligation to establish the facts. The investigative work is now essentially complete. The Treasury Solicitor and Daniel Still, QC, have provided independent advice as to the process. So obviously it's not for Sue Gray to make a judgment on whether a criminal law has been broken, but we all know a law had been broken, and that was the Coronavirus Act 2020, obviously at the time. That's properly a matter for law enforcement. In line with the terms of reference, she was in contact with the police, the Metropolitan Police, so they cover London, as their work has been progressed in order for them to take decisions on this fraud. On the gatherings under examination, including whether to launch their own investigation. So the Met Police have launched their own investigation. Sorry about that, guys. The Metropolitan Police has not confirmed that as a result of information provided by the Cabinet Office investigation team, as well as assessments made by the Met Police officers, investigating the events on the date set out above, with the exception of the gatherings on these 4. So there were 16 gatherings, and the Met Police investigated 12 of them. So the police confirmed that on the basis of the info available, the gatherings on the 4 dates are not considered to have reached the threshold for criminal investigation. But of course not, the government. You've got the law, you can do what you want. No conclusion should be drawn or inferences made from this, other than it's now for the police to consider the relevant material in relation to those incidents. Now, we all know he's not going to get COVID fined. He's going to get away with it scot-free. He's not going to resign. And we all know that he's going to get away with it. So, the police have also said it's just not in itself mean that they'll decide to take further action that there's necessarily been a breach of the regulation. So, the police requested to Sue Gray that she made minimal reference to in her investigation or in the report. So should therefore ensure the secure storage and safekeeping of the information gathered until it's reviewed further. So the information won't be circulated internally. Provided in confidence to the Cabinet Office investigation. And it's important that the confidence is maintained to protect the integrity of the process. So so it's not. So it's not to prejudice the police investigative process. They told her that it would only be appropriate to make minimal reference to the gatherings on the days of the investigation, which means that she's extremely limited to what she could have said in the report about the events. It's not possible at present to provide a meaningful report setting out analysing the extent of factual information she's been able to gather. In respect of the gatherings that the Metropolitan Police has assessed, it's not reaching its threshold for the criminal investigation. has not requested any limitations to be placed in the description of the event. However, she's decided not to publish facial accounts in relation to the dates. She didn't feel that she was able to do so without detriment to the overall balance of the findings. More generally, she did consider whether it would be better to pause as preferred in terms of reference, and wait until the conclusion of the police investigation before publishing anything. However, given the widespread public interest and concern about the matters, to avoid further delay, she provided an update on the investigation. She's setting out some general findings now. She's not made comment on whether individual gatherings were in line with the relevant guidelines and regulations in place at the time. She didn't judge it appropriate to do so, given the police investigation is now underway.